Hey guys, welcome back to my video. So I have been channeling Inner Earth again and they have so much knowledge to share with us. So if you can see, I have all of these notes to get through. So I'm not gonna bore you with all of the intro. Go subscribe below and like it, blah blah blah. Let's get straight into the video because I want to get through these notes and I want to give you the good stuff rather than just chat and shit. Okay, so straight away the Inner Earth beings started to show me that they have like a portal system in there. I say in there because it's like weird to say down there. Whatever, anyways. So they basically was explaining that they are a physical thing and also a dimensional thing. So because I was confused when they were showing me this portal, like, okay, so like, is it just like a dimension? Like if we humans would go down there, would we even see anything? Like, is it just a different dimension, like a different frequency? And they basically explained that they do have very physical things. It can be a physical thing where like we could, tangibly hold these things and see these things with our frequency, but there's also a different side to it where there is different dimensions too. And there is portals, so the different beings from all over the galaxy can come in and out. And also I know that somebody commented on the last video about the first channeling with the inner beings. I will link that below. Definitely go check that one out before this one because it'll make so much more sense. But basically they was like saying about Octarians helping, and definitely they came through and they said that Octarians are basically assisting and helping them with the inner earth beings coming to the surface. So today when I'm talking about all of the notes that we're going over that I was channeling from the inner earth beings, I will say that actually most of it is about the new earth because this is what they was explaining and it all ties in. It is all about the inner earth beings, but it's more about how we're going to be shifting into this new earth and how they're going to assist. So yeah, they're basically explaining that there's different dimensions in the inner earth and how they bring in so there's different types of beings in the inner earth. There's not just one. I haven't got to see what they look like yet. I'm still trying to find time to quiet my mind and keep going into channeling with these guys because they're really interesting. But basically there's such high frequencies where it's like a different dimension because the frequency is so high that low frequencies like us, like humans, we wouldn't necessarily be able to consciously we wouldn't be able to see it. But it's important for them to be in the inner earth because they need to ground in and anchor in the frequency on our planet, because basically because of all of the shadow government and the reptilians and all things like that, then on our planet there's such a frequency of like fear and all of the lower frequencies on our planet. It's really important for them to anchor in the light and the higher frequency of unconditional love, which they talk a lot about in our planet to help us balance it out. And they've actually been doing that the whole time and we didn't even know. I thought that was really cool how they was explaining that because not only do they use the portals for the different beings from different star systems to come in and out, and they're actually very active with all of the different star systems. It's not kind of like, I don't know, for some reason I kind of imagined it like they've been down there and they've not interacted with civilization like forever. I don't know, this is just I guess how my ego perceived it, but I was wrong. Anyways, I thought that was really interesting. again, they came through. So in my last video, I had a comment about that somebody else has channeled the same or similar thing, and I thought that was really interesting. And they were talking about the help in the Octarians, and actually the Octarians came through, and they did say that they was help and assist with like their soul like mission, so like their collective mission, because their collective mission is to anchor in this frequency of the planet and also to assist us. So I thought that was really cool. And the Octarians, I have quite a close connection with them. Well, some of them, and some of them are my guides. So I thought that was really cool because they've never mentioned that before. And I think that's why this was guided for me to channel. Because again, if you've seen the last video, this is not really something I usually channel. It's like really out of my comfort zone, it's fun. I love it, but it's like it takes me a minute to like let my ego set aside and stop being so excited to just channel it and just let it come through and stop ruining the freaking message. But yeah, that was really cool. So they kept saying the whole way through, everything is heart-based, 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 heart-based. Literally any chance they got, they was telling me about your heart chakra and how it's heart-based, and their frequency is heart-based and unconditional love, and that's really, really, really important. So I will speak more about that later, but I've written it all down in order, what they were saying, and literally all through it, they just kept saying heart-based. So that's why I've written that. Okay, so I asked, when are you guys coming? And they said 7 months, and then they said July. So I was like, okay, so it's July now, so do you mean like 7 months from now? And they was like, yes. So I thought that was really cool, because when I'm channeling, because I do like one-on-one channeling for people, and like, you know, I've done like coaching, and I've always been like, you know, done the healing. So I get so many amazing, you know, downloads and like channeling sessions, and I see so many cool things. But one thing they don't ever give me is time schedules, like timelines. And I know, like, to put it out there, that timelines do change all the time, so this definitely could change. But I thought it was really insane that they very clearly, very instantly give me a timeline. So I was like, wow, it must be a pretty strong timeline for them to be able to just give it to me straight away. So I thought that was really cool. And then next, I was just basically asking, okay, so when is that, like, what is the vibration going to be like? When are you going to be coming? Obviously I know 7 months, but are you guys going to be coming when it's like when we're going into the new earth, or is it going to be before then? Because I wanted to get kind of like a vibe off like how they're going to be helping. I know they said last time about the plants and like the food and things like that, and you know, unconditional love and balancing that, all of them out. But like, I wanted to know about the collective and what the collective state would be in when they came, rather than just, you know, trying to imagine it for ourselves. And they said that they're going to be coming with the new earth. So I already know that we're shifting into that now anyway. I know that, but like, how long is that going to be happening for? So some people could like say that could take for years and blah blah blah, and some people say like it's going to happen instantly and it's not happened yet. I personally think it's already happening, and they have confirmed that it's already happening. And I just kind of, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I just, you know, wanted to get a gist of what the consciousness of the planet is going to be and what state we're going to be at. So when they're coming in, what are we going to be going through at that time? So they did say that like this is basically when the new earth is going to be anchoring in. So we're slowly pacing up to the new earth, and you know, we're doing all of our healing and things like that, and then in 7 months time I imagine that that's when it's going to be more of a tipping scale on the anchoring in the new earth side, rather than now I feel like we're kind of just plodding along the scale and it's like we're still on more of the 3D kind of things more than the 5D. So okay, so this is when I started to ask more about the new earth, because I have spoken to one of my clients and, you know, she explained about how somebody else was channeling about the new earth and I didn't really agree with it. Not that I channeled it myself, but I just didn't really agree with the fear base that she was really getting to, and I did not like that frequency. I'm all for telling the truth and I'm all for, you know, putting the knowledge out there and, you know, anchoring in the self-love. So I really did not believe it, in this, but basically they explained something and I'm just gonna say it. So I basically asked about what's going to be like in the new earth. So is it going to be a physical thing? Is it going to be a frequency? Like, so basically the other person that I didn't agree with, again, not that I channeled it, I just didn't agree with how it was coming across. She was basically panicking in the video and I didn't like that, because that just puts everyone into fear. So basically, she said that the people that have like got awakened and ascended into like 5D, that they would go to the new earth and it's going to be a physical thing, and everyone else is going to basically be poorly and not make it and like die off, or we're just going to kind of shift frequencies into this new kind of like dimension, and we're never going to see them again. And the way she was saying it really did not resonate with me. It just made me, like, she was panicking in the video and I didn't like it. So yeah, I tapped into that for my client. So then when I was asking the inner earth beings about the new earth, then I wanted to clarify and actually get some good grounded information about this. They said that basically it's going to be different dimensions. So yes, it's going to be like physical, but it's going to be almost like this. So we're not moving to a different planet, which I didn't think so anyway, but it's just nice to get their clarification on it. And they said basically it's like we're all like the same, and then it's almost like shifted, like they just don't see us anymore. Like it's like almost like spirit, if your third eye isn't open, then you're not going to see the spirit that's in the room, and it's in the room with you, and because they're at a different frequency, that they're on a different dimension. And then if you open your third eye, then you'll be able to see a little bit more into that realm and therefore see them. So it's almost the new earth is almost going to be like that, where the people that didn't make it to the new earth just are not going to be able to see us anymore. They're not going to resonate on the same frequency, and they're going to be at such a different frequency that they're not going to resonate with us anymore. And that's the bit I really didn't believe in before, so I was really shocked when they said that. And then I started to ask, okay, so how can we help these people then, you know, come over to the new earth? Because I know that brought a lot of fear into the person I was channeling for. So I started to ask questions around that, and they basically said that all star seeds right now and all different, like, you know, off-planet beings and our spirit guides and our angels and all of that, they're basically working overtime so much right now in the astral realm, because they are basically going to these people that are not awakened and that are being stubborn, and they're healing them, they're coding them to like awaken them, and they are really they're doing everything they possibly can that is without you know, interfering with someone's contracts or free will, because we can't do that. Nobody's allowed to do that, but they can do things to help prompt them, like the universe does to us, to help us spiritually awaken. But they're basically, we're all working on overtime in our astral realm, you know. So like when you're asleep and then you wake up in the morning and you feel like you haven't been asleep, you just feel tired and you're like, I don't understand, I had a really good sleep last night. You didn't. You've been astro traveling in your sleep. This happens to me all the time. Like, honestly, if it's really getting to you, because it just constantly happens to me, if it's really getting to you, you can actually ask your spirit guides, like, you know, or your higher self, whatever you resonate with. You can ask them, I need to bring back all of my energy to me, give everyone else's energy back to them, and you need to give me some rest. Like, I need some rest. I need some energy in my physical body to go about my human day. Like, I cannot be, I can't survive 2 lives right now. And they will help you. So yeah, basically this, most of the star seeds, well, all star seeds right now, because it's just such a collective big mission, then they are working overtime and they are basically prompting them, like light language, like coding, healing, anything that's going to really help them, like almost like coaching as well. So like when I say healing in the astral realm, I don't just mean like sending them healing, like I mean talking to them, because they're astro traveling and they don't know. Like going to their body, like what do you need? What are you stuck with? What are you worried about? Because we're going to help you right now. And it's like a way of healing them and really getting deep without their ego in the way, because when they're awake and they're conscious, this is why we're hitting a brick wall with them, because like their ego is so used to being on self-defense, like no, I am not okay with any of these things. So it's been, you know, over time basically. So they basically said that it's already happening, the help is already on the way for them people, to really help them open up enough to move into the new earth with us. And then I also said, okay, so what kind of frequency do you have to be in to go into the new earth? Because I've heard a lot of different things about this too, and I don't know, there's just so much fear mongering going on YouTube right now, and it really stresses me out, because like, can we all stop being so ego and just be open-minded? Like, please, spiritual people, be open-minded. So I just wanted to know what it is going to be like. Like, do we have to be, like, you know, some people think that we have to be really strict with ourselves and we're not allowed to indulge on anything, and we have to be the most spiritual, perfect person to basically go into the new earth, which is a load of bullshit. And that's how we get in there. Whereas I don't know, something about it, I was like, hang on a minute, I've already gone through my strict phase with myself where it doesn't resonate with me anymore. I tried to do that, realised that that was my spiritual ego, and moved on from it, and I'm not going back there. So when I was channeling, I was asking them, okay, so what kind of energy and frequency do we have to be in to be able to get through? Like, how do we pass? Like, is it like a test? Like, how do we pass this test to get through to the new earth and be like, you know, all spiritual enlightened? And they basically said, because I was saying, like, what about the people that are just awakening? All these people that were working overtime in the astral realm to awaken, what about them? Because if they just awaken, they're not going to have a chance to do as much shadow work as we've done. So how is that fair if we're, you know, if we have to be the most spiritual, perfect person, they're not going to make it in time. It's happening now. And they basically said, it's okay, it's not like that, chill, which is good. They basically said that, you know, you just have to be living, like, one, awakened doesn't look the same for everyone. So they might not know about chakras, they might not be like spiritually awakened, but they're still working on their stuff in other ways. Like maybe they're an artist and, you know, they're healing in that way and they're learning all their lessons, but they're just not spiritually awakened and don't listen to freaking chakra music. So there's like, it doesn't have to be labelled as spiritual. It's just more about living from the heart and heart based. And they was basically saying how it's more of when you're just awakening and things like that, them people that are just awakening and or going through that phase are gonna heal a lot quicker. They're still gonna get through to the new earth. They're just gonna heal a lot quicker when they get to the new earth, because everyone's going to be at a high frequency. Obviously it's like a really high dimension and they're going from here and they're going to go up very quickly, and they're going to struggle more. They're going to struggle more with the integration into the new earth, just because of such a high, you know, what happens after a high, it's always a drop. It's always like a, oh my god, this is amazing, like, oh my days. Like, it's not always like that. But also their physical body needs time to adjust as their frequency gets higher. And, you know, our bodies are adjusting now at, you know, a steady pace. So it's going to be more of a wild ride for them, but they will do it very, like, almost instantly. I'm sure they were instantly. They're just going to really quickly heal a lot and, you know, shed all of them layers. It's just going to be quite a lot for them to do in such a short time. So yeah, I thought that was really good, that you don't have to be the most spiritual perfect person to go to the new earth. That's like, don't listen to people that say that, because that's just fear mongering. Okay, so I asked also about the different dimensions, and, you know, how I explained how, you know, that we can't see them because it's like the spirits and blah blah blah. I asked when that's going to start to happen. Is it going to be like in 7 months when we are completely in that, or not? And they said it's already happening. And funny enough, it's happened to me, and I'm pretty sure they've done that just to use. It happened to me literally a few days ago, and I told my friend about it. I was like, I could not believe how rude that woman was, because I was walking with my 2 children. Bearing in mind, my youngest is 1, so she's so small compared to like me and Fred, which is like obviously me, and then Fred's 9. So we're walking and she's in the middle because she's holding both our hands, and then this lady is just like looking at her phone. It looked like she was trying to use the map and then just looking around, or I don't know. She was with her daughter, and I swear she walked right into us, but she was looking up. She wasn't like this in her phone where she was like, you know, in her own little world. She genuinely was like, she walked right into us. And then even as she kept walking, like we went like out the way, like, oh my god, I can't believe she genuinely like shoved past, like, but it was like she just didn't even see us, and like she just didn't even care. But like, I don't understand in my own brain how she couldn't see us. It was ridiculous. And I turned around and I was like, I can't believe how rude that was. And she just was walking around like she didn't even care. She didn't apologise, nothing. Like, it was like we weren't there. We was oblivious to her. And yeah, I channeled like, you know, when is this going to start to happen? And they basically said it's already happening. It's already starting to happen. And I was like, oh my god. Because they said, as I said that, they showed me the clip of it happening again to me and Fred. And I was like, that's so rude. You guys made me go through that just for this video, seriously. But yeah, I thought it was funny. But that's just going to happen that's going to start happening when we're at such a high frequency and they're at such a low frequency. We just don't match anymore, so it's hard. They just don't see us. They're just in their own little world, like, genuinely. So I thought that was pretty insane. So I also wanted to get into how will this affect the people with loved ones who didn't awaken, or like, and when I say awaken, remember, like I said before, it's not just awakened like, you know, like they know about chakras and they know about like the healing and all of that. Like they might be awakened but in their own way, and that's completely fine too. So I basically was asking, like, you know, what's going to happen then? Like, how are they going to be okay with this? And I was asking, and they just basically said it's disharmony. If you're not harmonizing with that you know, person anymore, if you're out of such disharmony with the frequency, then it's not good for your soul to, like, you know, our soul is here to go through all lessons, go through all of, you know, our journey in the spiritual sense. That is more important than the other things. And not to say that, you know, your family members and, you know, loved ones are not important, because they totally are. But it's just that they was just this is how they was explaining it to me, is like, your soul evolution is top priority, and that's the only thing that they are concerned about. And if it's in such disharmony, you wasn't meant to be in that place anyway. And that's not a scary thing, in a sense of how they was explaining it is such disharmony, where the only people like that would be in such disharmony to you is the people that would be really holding you back and really toxic and really low frequency. It's not just the people that are, you know, they're just not awakened and you are, but, you know, they're amazing, and, you know, they're really kind and caring and, you know, doing things in their own way, because I'm sure that they're going to awaken. The people that are meant to awaken are going to awaken, and the people that are not, basically. But yeah, the way they was explaining it, the way they made, because obviously it's hard to explain some things, because they're not only just showing me things, telling me things, they're making me feel things too. And they was making me feel such comfort, and they were saying it's nothing to worry about. You don't need to worry, because the only things that are going to be, the only people that are going to be out of your life is the people that are in really disharmony to you, and you would already know who them people are now. It's not like it's going to be like, oh, you know, like, for instance, if I resonated with my dad, let's say he wasn't a toxic arsehole, sorry, then he wouldn't awaken. He would not. He's in such, he just wouldn't do it, and he would never do self-healing or, like, you know, work on himself in any type of way, shape or form. Then he wouldn't make it. Like, he genuinely wouldn't go over to the new earth. But I would already be able to see that now, and I, you know, he is very toxic, so I can just, you know, he's here and I'm here, and not in like I'm better than you way. It's just the frequency is so different, you can tell. And it's only the people that are basically really not good for you. And even if you was to go through the spiritual journey without the new earth, they wouldn't be in your life, you know, continuing to move forward as you grow anyway, because they would be in such disharmony. So yeah, you wouldn't be around them anyway. So I hope that really helps calm you and not puts fear into you, because honestly, I really don't want to be one of them people that just is like scaring people, because it's not. Like, you would already know it already now, rather than if you think that like, oh, it's scary because they, you know, they might not awaken. It doesn't matter. They might do it in their own way. Or listen, a lot can happen in 7 months, okay? We're working on overtime to help these people awaken. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And also your frequency, if you anchor in that frequency of love and protection and, you know, just the only thing that's important is unconditional love, and this is what they've said all the way through it. And if you're anchoring in that frequency around them and they're resonating with that already, then they're going to make it. It's fine. Do not worry. So yeah, if anyone's worried about that, please message me. I do not want to leave anyone that's feeling uncomfortable and worried about it. Okay. So I've already gone over this. Okay, so the next part is, okay, so I think I'm going to have to make a different video about like the symptoms and things that can help us, because this video is going to be way too long otherwise, because I've still got more to go through. So I asked if the people that don't go to the new earth, are they going to remember us? Because I know that's such a human thing to ask, but like, isn't it weird? Like, isn't it crazy that we're literally gonna go into a different frequency to the point where we're not gonna see the same people anymore? I just thought that was bizarre. But anyways, they basically said that they will not remember us. It's gonna be like forgetting all over again. So, do you know, like when we're born and we forget that we're probably from a different planet, like different star system, then the same thing's going to happen again. Like, they're going to be completely like wiped. They're going to forget. But then when they start to like, let's say if they start to remember and like awaken, then they'll start to remember, wow, there was once people, and I'm sure that this happened, and there might be the odd person that wakes up and does that, and then it might, you know, cause more people to wake up. But I don't know how that's going to happen. But they just they was explaining, what was the word they was using? They was explaining how is it the Mandela effect, when it's happened before, and it's like they've changed timelines before. This used to happen in one thing, now like people have memories about it, but apparently you look back and you look into the history of what's on the internet, because everything on the internet is right. You look back and it's changed, it's different. It's like, I swear it was a different way. But then, you know, basically that's going to happen, where they're going to forget, and then, yeah, there might be the odd one or two that starts to finally awaken. Whatever will trigger that will trigger it, and then they'll be like, I'm sure these people used to live here and they used to talk about these things and we did not agree, and now I'm understanding. So who knows, maybe they just might then dot over to our dimension, or they might stay there and help other people awaken. I do not have a clue, but I don't know. Okay, so I basically, to round it off, I'm going to be finishing with what can help us move into the new earth with more ease, because we all know we're all going to make it. That's fine, we're chilling. But I just wanted to know what we could do to help this shift with more ease. I've been experiencing a lot of symptoms lately, and hence the reason this video is freaking late. It's meant to be up yesterday, but my heart chakra has been opening and I've been an emotional wreck. I literally cried the whole day yesterday, and you did not want me to make a video when I'm crying about the most random things. So yeah, anyways. So I asked what's going to make us, like what's going to help us go through this with more ease. And they basically just said the new earth is a heart-based frequency. It's an unconditional love frequency. So embodying that in your day-to-day life as much as possible is going to really help you shift into that new frequency with more ease, rather than getting in there and be like, oh, my heart chakra's opening and I never wanted to do that bit, like me. Then yeah, that's going to help you. So like, just trying to live more through your heart, like rather than asking your brain a question, like ask your heart what feels good to your heart. And yeah, that's gonna really help you. Everything heart-based. Cacao, I've been drinking loads of cacao lately. It's a natural heart chakra opening. It just really helps you soften the heart, I should probably drinking that more than I do. Also like heart chakra healings, anything to do with your heart, any shadow work on your heart would be amazing. And I know I really sympathize with anyone that's doing healing on their heart chakra, because I'm with you. It's horrible. It is so horrible going through your feelings and emotions. I sound like such a grey being, don't I? But yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to put yourself out there, even if it's in a safe environment. It's still scary. So yeah, I sympathize. But anything heart-based, like heart crystals for your heart, anything green, wearing green clothes with the intention like to heal your heart and soften your heart, all of that Shazam is going to work. So that's just going to help you embody the frequency of unconditional love. Also, speaking kinder to yourself, like having unconditional love about yourself, and then that will reflect on others then. So don't start with the things around you, outside of you, always start within you. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I'm going to go ahead and make another video about the symptoms and the frequencies and all the things that are going to come along with the new earth for our bodies and ourselves, because otherwise this video is going to be crazy long, and yeah, I don't think people are going to be able to sit there for that long. Please subscribe below. That sounded so weird when I said that, but it's going to really help my channel. I've been setting the intention for it to grow for a long time, and as I said, we all have to go through the healing to finally allow myself to be seen, and I'm getting there. I am cracking away at the heart. So I would really appreciate it if you subscribe below, and also check out the other video if you didn't already. I have loads of healings. I have heart chakra healings on the channel, Reiki. I think I have a light language one too on the channel for heart. If I don't, I'll make one. But yeah, that's it for today's video, and I love you, and I will see you in the next one. See, I said I love you. That means I'm really healing.